When people share good news about their life, people don't necessarily respond positively. They don't get encouragement. And people need so little encouragement. It's just unbelievable.
Fuck your motivation. Fuck your motivation. You need discipline. Because motivation's not there every day. I'm missing motivation most days.
Wow, really?
You thought motivation was the formula. Winners don't need motivation. Winners need discipline. Discipline's about getting it done because it needs to get done, not because I feel like it, not because I'm motivated for it. You think Nelson Mandela was motivated to spend 27 years in prison?
As I've said since day one, it's motivation is a feeling that comes and goes, and it doesn't matter whether it's there or not. Discipline is infinitely more important. So no matter how you feel, get up and do what you're supposed to do.
Motivation is a wave. It rises when life feels exciting, and it disappears when reality gets hard. Discipline is different. Discipline doesn't wait for emotion. It's the quiet voice that says, I don't care how I feel, I'm doing it anyway. Every time you choose discipline, you prove something powerful to yourself, that you are not a slave to your emotions, that you can do what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. And that decision, repeated every day, becomes the foundation of strength, of focus, and of freedom.
Once you're disciplined, like you're like a sharpened sword, man, like a well-tempered blade, and then you can go out there and operate in the world.
What works for me is that everyday resume, the things I know I've accomplished, the things I know I've done, real hard work, the real calluses on my mind, the real calluses on my hands. That's it. You don't need to pound your chest in the mirror anymore if you have that, to motivate people. But people don't understand that my day is broken up into segments. I work out, I eat, I sleep, but I spend most of my time studying. So I'm in the medical world. I'm a paramedic in Canada, but I spend a lot of my time trying to nuke every single thing about it, because I'm not trying to just be a paramedic, learn about veins and arteries and how the heart pumps and stuff like that. I'm trying to learn to the point where I can save someone's life.
The discipline that he displays in his life and through his practices and all the things that he does, it's so difficult to live the way he lives, that for someone like me who understands it and knows what he's doing and appreciates it and appreciates how insanely difficult it is to have a full-time job and run ultra marathons, get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, run a full marathon before work. That's the kind of shit that he does when he's training for these 240-mile runs, all at the same time being like a father, a husband, having this full-time job, also being the best bow hunter on earth, lifting weights. It's like, how does a person do this?
So in a way, discipline is art too.
Yes, discipline is art.
Motivation is a wave. It rises when life feels exciting, and it disappears when reality gets hard. Discipline is different. Discipline doesn't wait for emotion. It's the quiet voice that says, I don't care how I feel, I'm doing it anyway. Every time you choose discipline, you prove something powerful to yourself, that you are not a slave to your emotions, that you can do what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. And that decision, repeated every day, becomes the foundation of strength, of focus, and of freedom.
Yeah, and I ended up writing a book called Discipline Equals Freedom. And I'm lucky that I wrote it when I did, because if I would have written it 2 years later, everyone would have said, oh, everyone's talking about discipline now. So yeah, discipline, absolutely. Discipline does bring you freedom in life, and that's something that I kind of figured out over time.
Well, how did you learn that discipline was a precondition for freedom? If I've got the equation, how did that manifest itself in your own life?
So we'll start off by saying this. And look, I was a young kid. I joined the Navy to go in the SEAL teams. I went through SEAL training. I showed up at a SEAL team, SEAL Team 1. And when I got there, and as I look back, this is a very powerful thing, even though it's very simple. So I'm 19 years old when I show up at SEAL Team 1. I'm done with the basic SEAL training. And I have a goal in my head, which is this. I want to be a good SEAL.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to do. That's like, I don't know about anything else. This is what I want to do.
That?
Think about every successful person you know. They don't wake up every morning feeling motivated or excited. They wake up with a plan, a system, a set of habits that guide their actions. Motivation might help you start the race, but discipline is what helps you finish it. The truth is, discipline is not about forcing yourself to work. It's about creating an identity where work becomes who you are. You don't brush your teeth because you're motivated. You do it because it's part of who you are. Imagine if you treated your goals the same way. Something automatic, something natural, something that defines your daily life. That's the power of discipline. It doesn't ask for inspiration, it demands commitment. And over time, that commitment shapes you into the kind of person who can achieve anything.
The same thing applies within you, because you're like an internal coalition of warring, single-minded tribes, and they have to all be brought under the organizational structure of long-term collective vision. And in order to do that, you have to be disciplined. And any discipline, technically speaking, is an attempt to bring all those competing short-term impulses under a larger scale and more inclusive framework. You do that, and then, well, that's actually what gives you freedom. If you're going to mess around with very complicated and dangerous matters, you should really put your life together.
Really interesting idea where he said that you can't fake courage.
Yeah.
That's one of the most interesting ways to look at it. He said that courage or bravery, I think, is actually what he was talking about. It's an emotion that you can't fake. If you fake bravery when you're terrified, that is bravery. And I kind of feel like motivation is the same thing. If you do the thing when you're feeling unmotivated, that is motivation.
That's it.
So are you saying that all of the Jocko videos of motivation, they can just go off of YouTube?
Well, I say in a lot of those videos, and sometimes that's what it takes for people to get motivated, is to realize that motivation
They don't
doesn't
need the
matter.
motivation after
It doesn't
all.
matter.
It's a self-defeating
It's
video.
like, just shut up and go do what you're supposed to do.
There will be days when you feel empty. Days when your body is tired and your mind screams to stop. And in those moments, discipline becomes something sacred. Because discipline is not punishment, it's self-respect. When you keep your promises to yourself, you build a relationship of trust with your own mind. You begin to believe in your word, and that belief changes how you see yourself. You stop needing validation. You stop chasing motivation because you realize the truth that showing up for yourself, even when no one is watching, is the ultimate form of strength. Every small act of discipline adds another brick to your character. Every time you stay consistent, you're telling the world, I'm not doing this for attention. I'm doing this because I said I would. That's how confidence is built. That's how you become unstoppable.
About with lame goals and what I call simple discipline. Simple discipline is roll out of bed when the alarm rings. Simple discipline is make your bed. Simple discipline, I'm even going to make exercise easy. You want to hear?
Yeah, go
This
for
is
it.
so
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
Okay, you ready? Tonight, in your closet, get your exercise clothes out, lay them on the floor, put them right in your way so you can't step around them. Because then they're there as a trap on your floor the next morning. Again, you don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my gosh, stepping over them is you breaking a promise. When you pull them on, I know you're more likely to exercise today because they're already on your body. And so, but in my book, we're practicing simple things here. So you get a high five just for pulling the tights on, man. Like, I'm not even going to count exercising. If you get the exercise clothes on, we've gotten up, we've made our bed, we got our exercise. Now we're going to high five the mirror. Honey, you just got 4 wins. You've only been up for 20 seconds. This is the Mel Robbins program.
Discipline is not a mood. It's a mindset. Motivation might push you, but discipline defines you. Don't wait for the feeling, build the habit. Because when you master discipline, success becomes your default state.